Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the English Learning Podcast. I'm your host, Brain.
And I'm Anna, your co-host. We're so happy to have you here with us today. Whether you're getting ready for bed relaxing at home or just winding down, this episode is going to be something a little different and very exciting.
That's right. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic: learn English while sleeping. Yep, you heard that right. We're talking about learning while you sleep. It almost sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
Exactly. But stay with us because there's real science, smart techniques, and some powerful tips behind this idea. And today we're going to explore all of that with you.
This episode is perfect if you're someone who wants to boost your vocabulary, improve your listening skills, and stay consistent with your English even when you're asleep.
And don't worry, we'll keep things light-friendly and easy to understand. You don't need any background in science to follow along.
So grab your headphones, maybe get cozy in your bed or on your couch, and let's find out how your brain can keep learning even when you're dreaming.
Let's get started.
So, Anna, let's start with the big question. What does it actually mean to learn English while sleeping? I mean, are we really talking about people becoming fluent just by lying in bed?
Well, not exactly. Learning while sleeping doesn't mean you magically wake up speaking perfect English. But your brain is actually still active when you sleep, especially when it comes to processing and storing information.
That's right. During sleep, particularly in the deep and REM stages, your brain organizes everything you learned during the day. It's like your brain is filing away all the new words, sounds, and meanings you've heard.
Exactly. So when we talk about sleep learning, we mean giving your brain gentle, repeated exposure to English while you're resting. It's passive learning. You're not taking notes or speaking, but your brain is absorbing patterns, rhythm, and vocabulary.
Think of it like background music. You're not dancing to it, but over time, you start to remember the melody. The same idea works with language. If you listen to English phrases or simple conversations while you sleep, your brain begins to recognize them more naturally.
Right. And here's something interesting. Studies have shown that people who listen to a foreign language while sleeping can recall words better than those who didn't. The brain actually reacts to those sounds while you're asleep.
It's pretty amazing, isn't it? The key is repetition and simplicity. Your brain doesn't need complex grammar lessons while you sleep. What it responds to best is clear, slow, repeated content, like short phrases, vocabulary, or affirmations.
Yes, and it's important to understand that sleep learning works best when combined with active learning during the day. So if you're learning English throughout the day, playing English audio while sleeping can help reinforce what you've already started.
So in short, learning while sleeping means helping your brain remember and strengthen what you've learned by hearing it again and again, even when you're not awake.
It's not a magic trick, but it's definitely a smart habit to add to your English routine.
All right, Hannah, now that we know what sleep learning means, let's dig a little deeper. Why does listening to English while you sleep actually work for learning a language?
Great question, Brain. It all comes down to how our brain processes and stores memories, especially during sleep. When we're awake, we take in new information, but it's while we sleep that our brain sorts through all that data, deciding what to keep and what to forget.
Exactly. This process is called memory consolidation. It's like your brain's save game function. During deep sleep and REM sleep, your brain strengthens the connections between neurons, especially the ones related to new knowledge, like new words or phrases.
And that's why the idea of learning while sleeping is so interesting. When you listen to English audio during sleep, your brain is already in the perfect mode to strengthen those memories without distractions.
Right. And another key reason it works is repetition. When you hear the same phrases or vocabulary multiple times, even softly during sleep, Your brain gets multiple chances to remember and store them.
That's the power of repetition. Plus, sleep learning helps with passive exposure. This means your brain starts to get familiar with the sounds, rhythm, and flow of English, even if you're not actively trying to study.
And this is crucial for language learners because understanding the natural rhythm and pronunciation of English can be just as important as knowing vocabulary or grammar.
For sure. And here's another cool fact. Your brain is more sensitive to language sounds when you're asleep, so those English words and sentences can sink in more deeply than if you were distracted or tired during the day.
It's like your brain is running a background process, quietly improving your English skills while you get your much-needed rest.
But I think it's important to mention this doesn't replace active practice. Sleep learning is a supplement. It makes what you've learned stick better, but you still need to speak, read, and write during the day.
Absolutely. Think of it like watering a plant. You do the hard work by studying during the day, and sleep learning is like giving your brain a little extra water overnight so it grows stronger.
And remember, consistency matters. The more regularly you listen to English while sleeping, the better your brain becomes at processing and remembering.
So to sum up, it works because of how sleep strengthens memory. The power of repetition, passive exposure to language sounds, and your brain's natural ability to process language even while you rest.
Exactly. Sleep learning is a clever way to use time you already spend sleeping to help boost your English skills.
Okay, Anna. So now that we know why sleep learning works, the next question is, what exactly can you learn while sleeping? Can you really master grammar rules? Or maybe learn to speak fluently just by listening to English audio at night?
That's a great question, Brain, and it's important to be realistic here. Sleep learning isn't a magic bullet that will make you fluent overnight. What it can do best is help with certain parts of language learning.
Right. The main things your brain can pick up during sleep are simple vocabulary, common phrases, and pronunciation patterns. Because these are easy to repeat and recognize, they fit well with the brain's passive learning mode.
Exactly. For example, you might listen to a list of basic words or useful phrases like, "Good morning, how are you?" or "Thank you." Over time, your brain starts to recognize these sounds more naturally.
And it's great for improving listening skills, too. Even if you're not consciously aware, your brain is training to understand the sounds and rhythm of English.
But when it comes to more complex parts of language like grammar rules or writing skills, sleep learning isn't very effective. These require active thinking and practice during the day.
Also, learning to speak fluently means practicing speaking something you can't do while you sleep. So sleep learning should be part of a bigger plan that includes speaking, reading, and writing.
Right. Another benefit is pronunciation. Listening to clear English while sleeping can help your brain remember how words sound and help your mouth form those sounds better when you're awake.
That's why a lot of language learners use sleep learning to reinforce what they've practiced during the day, like listening to vocabulary or sentences they've already studied.
So to summarize, sleep learning can help you remember basic vocabulary, recognize common phrases, improve listening and pronunciation skills, but it can't replace active practice or deep learning of grammar and conversation skills.
Exactly. It's a powerful tool if used correctly. And when combined with your daytime study, it helps your English improve more naturally and steadily. All right, Anna. Now that we know what kind of things we can learn while sleeping, let's talk about the types of English content that work best for this.
Great idea, because not all audio is created equal when it comes to sleep learning. Some kinds of content are much better for your brain to process while you're resting.
Exactly. First up, guided audio lessons. These are recordings designed specifically for sleep learning. They usually have clear, slow pronunciation, repeated phrases, and simple vocabulary.
Yeah, and these lessons often repeat key words or sentences several times, which is perfect for your brain to catch on. But the trick is, they should be calm and not too stimulating so they don't disturb your sleep.
Right. Then there are repeated phrase listening tracks. These are usually just simple phrases or short sentences played over and over. Perfect for reinforcing basic conversational English.
I also love slow English stories, short, easy stories told in slow, clear English. They're relaxing and help you get used to the flow and rhythm of the language.
That's a good one. And what about English affirmations? These are positive statements like, I speak English fluently, or I enjoy learning English. Listening to affirmations while you sleep can boost your confidence and motivation.
Definitely. Positive affirmations can work well because they help create a positive mindset without needing too much focus.
One thing to add, some people like to combine calm music or nature sounds with language learning audio. The music can help you relax while the English phrases play softly in the background.
Yes, but it's important the music doesn't overpower the language audio. Your brain needs to hear the words clearly.
Also, avoid anything too complicated or with fast speaking. Your brain can't process complex grammar or fast conversations while you're asleep.
So the best types of content for sleep learning are guided audio lessons with repetition, repeated phrase tracks, slow, simple English stories, positive English affirmations, calm background music with soft English audio.
Exactly. And don't forget, you want the audio to be relaxing, clear, and easy to follow. That way your brain can absorb it without interrupting your sleep.
That's the key. Learning English while sleeping shouldn't make your sleep worse. It should help both your brain and body rest better.
All right, Anna. Now we've talked about what to listen to while sleeping, but what about how to prepare before bedtime? I'm guessing it's not as simple as just pressing play and jumping into bed.
You're right, brain. Preparation is really important if you want to make the most of learning English while you sleep. There are some simple steps to help your brain get ready to absorb the language effectively.
So what's the first step?
Start by creating a calm environment. Turn off bright screens at least 30 minutes before bed because blue light can mess with your sleep cycle.
Good point. Maybe switch off phones or put them on Do Not Disturb. And keep your room cool and quiet. This helps your body relax and your brain enter deep sleep faster.
Exactly. Then before you lie down, it's helpful to review some English phrases or vocabulary actively. Spend a few minutes repeating or writing down the words you want to learn.
So you're priming your brain with active learning first. Nice. Then your brain is more ready to absorb those same phrases when you listen to them during sleep.
Right. Also, pick your sleep learning audio carefully. Choose calm, slow, and repetitive English content and keep the volume low, just loud enough to hear, but not so loud it disturbs your sleep.
That's important. Loud or fast audio can wake you up or cause stress, which defeats the whole purpose.
Another tip, use comfortable headphones or a good speaker near your bed, something that won't bother you while you're sleeping.
And make it a habit. Try to listen to your chosen English audio every night at the same time. Your brain loves routine, and this will help reinforce the learning over time.
Absolutely. And don't forget to relax your mind. Try deep breathing or light meditation to clear out the day's stress before you listen to the audio.
Great tips! So to sum up, create a calm, dark, and quiet environment. Avoid screens before bed. Actively review English phrases before sleeping. Choose slow, repetitive, and calm audio. Keep volume low. Use comfortable headphones or speakers. Make it a nightly habit. Relax your mind before sleep.
Perfect. Follow these steps and you'll set yourself up for a successful sleep learning experience.
All right, Anna, we've talked about preparing for sleep learning, But what are some best practices to get the most out of it? How can learners really make this method work for them?
Great question, Brain. First, consistency is key. Listening to English audio while you sleep should be part of your daily routine. The more regular you are, the better your brain will get at processing and remembering the language.
Absolutely. Even just 30 minutes of sleep learning every night can add up over time. But it's important to be patient. This method doesn't give instant results.
Right. Another best practice is to combine sleep learning with active study. Practice speaking, reading, and writing during the day, then reinforce that with passive listening at night.
Exactly. Sleep learning works best as a supplement to active learning, not a replacement.
Also, keep your sleep learning audio simple and repetitive. Avoid complicated grammar or long conversations that can confuse your brain while you're resting.
Good point. Repetition helps your brain remember better. And don't forget to keep the volume low enough so it doesn't wake you up.
Yes, and track your progress. Pay attention to new words or phrases you remember more easily, and adjust your sleep learning content based on what works best for you.
Great idea. And lastly, make sure you're getting enough good quality sleep overall. Sleep learning can't replace the benefits of a full night's rest.
Absolutely! Healthy sleep is the foundation. Without it, your brain won't function well and learning will be harder.
So the best practices are: be consistent, combine with active learning, keep content, simple use, low volume track progress, and prioritize good sleep.
Follow these, and sleep learning can be a powerful tool in your English journey.
All right, Anna. Now that we know all the theory and best practices, let's get practical. Can you share a simple sleep learning routine that listeners can try starting tonight?
Of course, Brain. Having a clear plan makes it easier to stick with sleep learning and see real progress.
So what does a typical sleep learning night look like?
Here's a simple routine. 1. About 30 minutes before bed, put away screens and dim the lights to help your brain relax. 2. Spend 5 to 10 minutes actively reviewing English vocabulary or phrases you want to learn, speak them out loud or write them down. 3. Put on your chosen sleep learning audio, something calm and repetitive with clear English phrases. Keep the volume low. 4. As you lie down to sleep, play the audio softly in the background. Try to relax and focus on your breathing. Let the audio run for about 30 to 60 minutes, ideally covering your first sleep cycle. After that, it's okay to turn it off if you prefer. 6. Make this a nightly habit. Try to go to bed at the same time every night and use similar audio content to reinforce learning.
That sounds really doable. I like how it mixes active and passive learning, plus helps with relaxation.
Exactly. It's all about making it a routine that fits your lifestyle and helps your brain absorb English naturally.
And listeners should remember, don't stress if you don't see instant results. Sleep learning takes time, but with consistency, you'll notice improvement.
That's right. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And with this plan, you're giving your brain the perfect environment to grow your English skills even while you sleep.
Awesome! I'm ready to try this tonight. Anna, before we wrap up, let's talk about some common mistakes people make when trying to learn English while sleeping. Knowing these can really help our listeners avoid frustration.
Definitely, Brain. The first big mistake is expecting instant fluency just by listening at night. Sleep learning supports your learning, but it's not a magic solution.
Right. It takes time and consistent effort. Another mistake is using complex or fast audio that's too hard for your brain to process while you're asleep.
Exactly. If the content is too difficult, it can actually disturb your sleep or make your brain confused, which reduces the benefits.
A third mistake is playing audio too loudly. Loud sounds can wake you up or stop you from reaching deep sleep stages, which are critical for memory.
Good point. Keeping the volume low and comfortable is key. Also, some learners forget to combine sleep learning with active study. Relying only on passive listening won't get the best results.
Yes. And finally, skipping proper sleep hygiene, like not turning off screens or having a noisy environment, can hurt both your sleep quality and your learning.
So, to avoid these mistakes, be patient, choose simple content, keep volume low, combine with active learning, and maintain good sleep habits.
Exactly. Avoiding these pitfalls will help make your sleep learning experience much more effective. Anna, before we end today's episode, let's leave our listeners with some encouraging words. Learning English while sleeping can seem strange or even impossible at first.
Absolutely, brain. But the truth is, every small step counts. Your brain is amazing. It's always working to help you learn even when you're resting.
That's right. Even if you don't notice huge changes right away, keep going. Consistency and patience will pay off.
And remember, combining sleep learning with active practice during the day will make your English journey stronger and more enjoyable.
You've got this. Believe in yourself. Keep practicing and use every tool you can, including your sleep, to improve your English.
Thanks for joining us today. We're proud of you for taking this step and we'll be with you every step of the way.
See you next time on English Learning Podcast. Keep dreaming and learning in English.
Let's try some simple English phrases you can listen to while sleeping. Repeat them quietly in your mind or just relax and listen.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you? How are you?
I am fine. I am fine.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Please speak slowly. Please speak slowly.
I like to learn English. I like to learn English.
Can you help me? Can you help me?
I am learning every day. I am learning every day.
This is easy. This is easy.
I enjoy speaking English. I enjoy speaking English.
Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect.
You are doing great. You are doing great.
Keep listening. Keep listening.
Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams.
Wow, Anna, what a journey today. We've learned so much about how to use our sleep time to boost English skills.
Absolutely, brain. And now it's time to take action. Here's a little challenge for our listeners.
That's right. For the next week, try setting up your own sleep learning routine. Start by reviewing some English phrases before bed. Then listen to calm English audio while you sleep.
And keep it simple. Choose content that's easy to understand and keep the volume low. Remember, consistency is your best friend.
At the end of the week, notice any new words or phrases you remember better. Even small progress is a win.
We'd love to hear how it goes, so don't forget to comment or message us. Your experience could inspire others too.
Thanks so much for joining us on English Learning Podcast. Keep dreaming and learning in English every day.
See you next time, everyone. Sweet dreams and happy learning.